Een van die bedrywe wat baie swaar deur die inperkingsmaatreëls getref is natuurlik die restaurantbedryf. Heidi Duminy en ook Paul Drinkrow-Grobler van die KAAPSE WYNAKADEMIE is by my in die ateljee om oor die interessante manier waarop hulle hulp aanbied te gesels. Julle baie welkom by Winslyn.
Thank you, Diva.
Heidi, I'm going to start off with you. The Cape wine course, where did it all start?
So, Divan, 40 years ago, the Cape Wine Academy was set up to grow the wine culture and appreciation amongst South Africans and to show what the Cape has to offer. And we're still here doing that. And that is probably why last Monday, when we woke up in a liquor ban again, we thought about the people in the restaurant business and how it must feel so distressing. Yeah. So we just decided to open up our South African wine course so that they could do something active with their time and really upskill during this liquor ban.
It's incredible to see how businesses are kind of forced to do things in other ways. So take me through it. How did the course look like? And now COVID happened, or not COVID happened, and these 4 weeks of lockdown happened. How did the course structure change from what it previously looked like, Paul?
Divan, pre-COVID, so last year, the South African wine course, which is the course that's on offer at the moment, we used to have it just available in a classroom setting. So lecturer, student, wine, taste, go through the course and write exam online. But then last year, March, when COVID hit, we really had to wake up and we had to transform all of our courses from not just a classroom offering, but also to an online offering. The South African wine course then developed even more into an online self-study course where you basically do the course in your own home, privacy of your own comfortable environment, and you do the course and then you do your exam afterwards, and you basically have completed step one of all the many steps to get to Cape Wine Masters eventually, yes. But that was the plan.
So who's the typical student at the moment, and has that changed?
Oh, yes, dramatically. Well, it's anyone you can think of in the restaurant business, in the wine business, in the retail industry, as well as just plain wine lovers who want to learn more about wine.
Yeah. And Tommy, so I see it in my own business as well. The challenge with creating a culture of wine appreciation is the fact that my waiters don't drink wine themselves. How do you bridge that gap, Heidi?
Well, it's a matter of really bringing wine to them instead of, making them meet us where wine starts. Yeah. And this is why this has been a golden opportunity, because to be honest, most waiters don't have the money or the time to stop and study about wine properly at any given time. There's informal training that goes on all the time and brand training, but this was a golden opportunity for them to really take the first step in a formal wine education journey, which could lead to the Cape Wine Master qualification eventually.
Paul, do you think this is another step towards professionalizing the industry as a whole, and specifically waiters? Do you think that this is something that could change that mindset?
Definitely. I think Cape Wine Academy's role is also to demystify wine and to sort of take the fear away of it's not just white wine, red wine or rosé. It's just being comfortable of what is in the glass and being able to talk about it comfortably. And I think if we can instill that on a waiter's perspective to feel comfortable about what they're talking about, just like they are about the difference between rump steak or sirloin, then eventually the two will meet and service industry in South Africa will lift, and a waiter won't just be seen as a waiter. It can actually become a career like it is in Europe. And I think that's basically, it's a very big passion of ours to demystify wine and actually make it a part of everyday life.
Yeah. What's the uptick been so far?
Oh, well, we've been overwhelmed. It's been wonderful. The requests just keep pouring in. I think that we're going to surpass 2,000 by the end of the week. And that it gives us such a solid base to work, with people, to encourage them to go up through the ranks. Because, I don't think that restaurant people have any idea how much power they have as ambassadors for South African wine. Absolutely. And the doors that it can open to them. So
words that we are starting to hear is things like sommelier, which is something new in a general South African context. Firstly, what is a sommelier, and is this part of getting people up to that level?
Heidi?
Well, the funniest definition I've heard of a sommelier is it's a guy that fills your glassware and it's sommelier. But no, a sommelier is it's a bona fide career path. It takes a lot to become a qualified sommelier, and it it combines the appreciation with wine with absolute distinction in wine service and in wine understanding, because it's the person that does the procurement and the seller looks after the cellar in most of the very fancy restaurants.
Yeah.
Look, we've had to redefine what a sommelier is, particularly in South Africa, where the bottom's fallen out in the restaurant industry and the fine dining industry and all over the world. The role of the sommelier has become so much more important in other places, like, for instance, retail, helping people to choose from the overwhelming array of what's available to them on shelf. So, as a sommelier, you can go on boats, you can work internationally. It's the most wonderfully rich and rewarding career. Yeah. But that's only one path you can take. There's other paths through marketing, through sales, and then onto the 3 prize qualifications outside of an academic qualification like a degree in enology and viticulture would be either to become a master sommelier, which is through the service route, which the South African Sommeliers Association offer, or to be a master of wine, which is the global route, which is offered by the Wine and Spirits Education Trust, and they are internationally based but global. And then the South African route, which is through the Cape Wine Academy, through to the Institute of Cape Wine Masters. You become a Cape Wine Master, and it's facilitated by the Cape Wine Academy. But those 3 things open many doors.
Sure.
And it's so wonderful to be part of the community of wine people, because where there's wine, there's lots of conversation.
Absolutely. Paul, very briefly, is there still hope for you in the industry and for the industry? If you talk to a winemaker, he might say no, he's quite
Definitely.
down. And why is that?
This has to pass. At the end of the day, only good can come from this. And if you look at how far we have come and the dip that we had to take from almost 3,000 students a year pre-COVID, and now we're about 1,000, 1,200 students a year, by building on on a good base and believing and having faith and believing in hope, it can only get better. And out of this, we definitely believe that the industry will come out stronger as well at the end of the day.
Well, guys, you're giving me a lot of hope, and I think this is only the start. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Volgens die besigheidsregistrasieplatform BizPortal is daar 4,049 nuwe Suid-Afrikaanse besighede hierdie maand geregistreer. Bly net waar jy is, want net na die advertensiebreek gesels ons met Michelle Brits en haar tweeling sussie Sandri Olivier, wat tydens hierdie onstuimige jaar besig is om 'n baie suksesvolle besigheid te bou.